We're in Epcot, and yep, it's all your fault.
Walk, 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 walk.
You thought it was hard to film a challenge where I walk a ton in Walt Disney World? Well, what about a challenge where I'm barely allowed to walk at all?
Coming in 5th place, Sage. 4th place, Quincy. 3rd, Emma. 2nd place, Breedlove. And in 1st place, Fry Bucket. The combined steps of all 5 cast members is 97,171, which averages out to 19,435 steps per cast member. We are challenging Breedlove to try the impossible and cut that number in half.
Is this a joke? I got like 11,600 steps for Magic Kingdom, and Epcot's bigger. We only have 9,717 steps to complete the same number of rides and attractions that we did in our no phone Epcot video. Is it even possible to get everything done without our steps running out first? I have literally no idea, but we're about to find out right now.
Now.
Yeah, we could do it.
In a lot of our videos, you see us running back and forth across the parks to get the most done in the shortest period of time. But that's not always going to be realistic for most families. So how much can you get done without the crisscrossing? How much can you get done with the fewest steps possible?
If you are a Disney World Resort guest, you have access to early entry over here on the right side. This allows you into the park half an hour earlier than the general public. So at 8:30 a.m., you would have been allowed to enter over here. This is the rope drop that is accumulating for everyone else, and that includes us today. We're going to the right and doing the strangest rope drop you've ever heard about, and it's because this challenge is not about how quickly we get through all of these rides. I mean, time is important because we have to get through them before the park closes tonight, but the challenge today is to take the fewest steps. So our strategy is completely different than when we're putting together a day of getting through as many rides and attractions as possible. So I'm gonna gamble going straight ahead to this walkway, which opened not very long ago, about a month ago. You didn't used to be able to walk through here, and now you can. I can almost guarantee we're the only people rope dropping Canada Far and Wide right now. I am gonna go now and book our individual Lightning Lane reservation for much later in the day for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That goes on sale in now, basically, as soon as the park opens, 9 a.m. So I'm experiencing something on the app called a booking failure, and I've screen recorded it so you can watch along, and I have some screenshots of it as well and see what happened in case this happens to you as well. A really good idea for when something like this happens is to document it by either screen recording or screenshotting it. You can then bring it to guest relations or guest experience later on and prove you were trying at this time to book this ride. Don't expect miracles, but if you have proof that something has gone wrong, it's a good thing we're going to Canada right now, because this is putting me in a very chilled out mood, and that was very stressful. And I'm still stressed because we still don't have our individual Lightning Lane reservation, but we're going to try to watch Canada Far and Wide and then head to France, and hopefully everything else will go smoothly. Also, we're rope dropping Canada Far and Wide. This is literally the most ridiculous. This is the only challenge. This is the only challenge that would require this, and I love it. This is my favorite challenge video ever because we have to do this. It's so weird, but it's my kind of Epcot. It's setting the mood. Okay, next show in, I don't see anything. Is it not open yet? I might have made a grievous error by bringing us here. Or maybe it's the light. Or maybe it says 9 minutes. I gotta do some math. 9 minutes? It says 9 minutes. I don't even know if we have time to wait 9 minutes. Let me The film is 12 minutes once it gets started, and we have to be in France by 9:30 because that's when they stop showing Impressions de France. And that's the number one thing. Oh, we've just wasted steps. It just changed to 8 minutes. Okay, I need to look at what do we do? Help me. Usually when I go out on a limb and do something dangerous like this, we end up missing the thing we're trying to get to afterwards. I should probably learn from that, but at the same time, steps. I just did the math, and if we watch this film right now, between the wait time and the length of the film, at the earliest we'll get out of there at 8:20 or at 9:25, and that is I can't do that to us. The way worse number of steps. Although, how are we going to come back? We've got to circle back around later. We just have to do it. I'm thinking by taking the stairs, we're actually making a shortcut and using less steps than going back through the garden. That's what I am going to do now. Steps. I'm taking steps. All right, we're going to France. Impressions de France was the experience you could have. It was the attraction in France for many years. It says 10 minutes. Now we're not in a race for anything. It's fine to wait 10 minutes, but what a beautiful day, what a beautiful area. And here are the two posters side by side. So we'll be starting with Impressions de France, which plays from 9 to 9:30 a.m. every morning. It's the original 200-degree film in the France Pavilion. And then they said they were going to discontinue it, and they brought out Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along, which is a completely new experience, narrated by Angela Lansbury, new animation. After Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along plays all day, Impressions de France comes back at night and plays until the park closes. So you have two chances to see it. I joked in the EPCOT no phone challenge, who would ever want to come and see Impressions de France at 9 a.m.? No one's rope dropping Impressions de France. Well, guess what? Rope dropping Impressions de France. And I'm not sorry. Amazing, it's 9:43, which means that the next film to be shown is going to be the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. So here is Les Halles. I mentioned in the No Phone Epcot video that you are allowed to bring beverages and a snack in while you watch Impressions de France. Here in AllEars de France, you can purchase champagne by the glass or a glass of wine. Ooh, we're using this shortcut. And I recommend doing that if you enjoy alcohol. And you can also get pastries and coffee, tea at Les Halles and bring them in. They said around 10, so it's 10 a.m. right now. I don't know if there's a big process in switching the films over, but we are ready to go. I'm gonna walk and get us in place, and then I'm not taking any more steps. Starting now. The doors are opening at 10:09. We did it. I had kind of an idea watching the Beauty and the Beast sing-along that we should look in Les Halles, see if there's a long line. If there's not, because it's so close by, maybe we should get a baguette and just eat that all day. There's not really a line. I think we should do that. I have my park bag. We'll just carry a baguette around and that will be our food. And then don't judge me if I eat a full meal later, but it sounds good. We've spent so much time in France. Yes, I should have been doing this while we were waiting for the movie to start, but I didn't. You can see they have the macarons, they have a mousse au chocolat, parfait, ooh, some beautiful croissant. And there's the Bon Maman. For us today, we're on the go. I am just going to, I'm gonna pick up the baguette for us, and we'll head out on the road. We're cutting through. Thank you so much to Palais du Cinéma for being our home for the morning. And now we're going next door. It's time. We are able to scan in for our Lightning Lane reservation for Remy's Ratatouille adventure right next door. And hopefully eat some of this baguette on the way in. When you're approaching the fountain, you'll see on the right-hand side the standby queue. That is often where I'm going, but today it is not where I'm going. We are going to the Lightning Lane on the left. That fabulous font that says Lightning Lane that looks suspiciously like wording that lettering that my Uncle Harley creates. Because, shameless plug, my Uncle Harley Jessup art directed Ratatouille. So much of this ride is either his design or his aesthetic, and that's what makes it really special for me to ride it. And I love this ride. I went and rode this in 2014 in actual France. The real France. I've been there, believe it or not. So I'm gonna eat this baguette and feel like I'm there again. Don't forget to drop off your glasses. Don't drop your own sunglasses. I just had to check to make sure I still had my sunglasses. What a fun ride. I'll remind you that is the ride that the virtual queue switched from Rise of the Resistance to. That is a ride that took the virtual queue away from Rise of the Resistance. I think someone would argue that was a little bit of a stretch, but this was the hottest, newest ride when it opened on October 1st, 2021, which was also the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. All right, we are making our way back out of this back corner of the France Pavilion, and we are going to head, I think we have to go to American Adventure and trust that Frozen is going to reopen and just sit there till it does. I think that's the best move at this point. It's counterintuitive because we're so used to, you know, making sure we're shaving off time, doing things the fastest, and that is not the point of this. I know I keep saying it. I'm not just reminding you, I'm reminding myself. Elsa, Anna, get it together. We'll see you soon. Now, American Adventure will post. Oh no. You know what I just realized? One of the things we accomplished was attending a concert. We have to attend this concert and we have to watch American Adventure. It doesn't start for 45 minutes. Frozen Ever After is down. We did just walk from France to here. That is backtracking if we go back, but it's not the biggest disaster. We didn't go all that far. So I'm having to rethink this a little bit. I'm so sorry, friends, for taking you on an emotional roller coaster and a wild journey with me. But we are backtracking. This is official. It's official. We are backtracking, and I might have to ask if I can modify my individual Lightning Lane reservation. I might have to go to guest relations or guest experience and ask nicely to make it earlier, because we are not going to be able to end the evening in Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's looking like we're going to be in American Adventure. I think this is time now. It's time to do our first steps check-in. 2,716 so far. This is definitely adding to that number quickly. Big wasted steps. Big wasted steps. I'm gonna, the minute we cross this bridge into UK, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna make like Elsa. I'm gonna let it go. Listen to Elsa. She always has the right thing to say. What's that, Elsa? Let it go? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. You know what? I am gonna do that, thank you. My dad asked me last night if we were gonna take the boat at all today, because it takes you straight across to Morocco, which would save steps. I don't know how the rest of the day is gonna work out, but it might be the best way to get to America later. That actually might be the perfect way to save that whole lap that we just did that we didn't need to. Well, I'm gonna use the stairs again to cut through and hopefully use less steps. Okay, here we go. Canada Far and Wide. Are you still with me? I hope so. Am I still with me? All right, it's 11 minutes posted till the next show, which is fine. We're gonna sit down and stop taking steps. And an update on steps, 3,670. So it did jump substantially with our little trip for fun to American Adventure and back. And that is just the way that it is. You know, of course, I have to be me and tell you that I missed the original version of that film, Oh Canada, and the original version of that song, Canada, oh Canada, Canada. But at least there's a version still in the show. There's Le Cellier. If you're looking for a table service, high-end table service experience in Canada, if you're looking for a steakhouse, they have delicious food there. It's time for us to make our way next door to the Imagination Pavilion, and we have to meet Mickey at the Magic Eye Theater. We have to watch the Disney Pixar Shorts Festival and ride Journey into Imagination with Figment. We have lots to do, and lucky for us, it's all in the same complex right there. I think it's good luck when monorail orange goes above your head. Have you ever heard that? I'm making it up. But maybe we can make that a thing. Only one family in front of us. It is looking like this is a walk up to the meet and greet for Mickey. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. How are you doing? I love this place to meet you at the Magic Eye Theater. So many great memories, and you're just everywhere, as it should be. Well, it's so good to see you. Can we pose for a picture? Is that okay? Thank you. Mickey totally made me happy.
And we're gonna go right next door to the Magic Eye Theater, saving all our steps. Just gonna go in here and stand and wait for the next show, which should be in about 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. Do you remember when this was Captain EO? Do you remember when this was Honey, I Shrunk the Audience? You're probably like, no, I wasn't born then. And you know what? That's good for you. You are the future. But for those of us who do remember, a lot of memories. Nothing better than this. I mean, there are a lot of things that are as good, but the hit of nostalgia that I'm feeling right now is profound. You might be wondering why the 3D glasses from Honey, I Shrunk the Audience are handed out at the Disney Pixar Shorts Festival. And it's because it is in 3D. And it's not only in 3D, but the theater still moves like Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, which was not an effect that you experienced during Captain EO in its first run. When it came back, when they brought it back, they used the hydraulic theater floor some for that. They use it quite liberally for this particular set of films. So if you might be sensitive to the shock of having something like that happen, like the whole floor of the theater that you're sitting in start to move, be forewarned. You know to expect it because it is a significant effect in the Shorts Festival. And it's really fun. It's cool that it's like working as well as it is. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think they used it this much in Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. They're really like showing off what it can do in this. And it's a cool little bit of Disney Parks history that you still get to experience that effect. A lot of people don't know about it, and it might be the #1 reason for you to come experience the Disney Pixar Shorts Film Festival. When I see that feast short, the Pixar short feast with the dog, it reminds me so much of Daisy that all I want to do is go home and be with Daisy. That short makes me want to leave Epcot. Clearly I get sappy in the Disney Pixar Shorts Film Festival after meeting, it's the 1-2 punch of meeting Mickey Mouse and going to the Disney Pixar Shorts Festival. And that's good. And it's a perfect energy to walk into Journey into Imagination with Figment with, and we made the right call. It has dropped. The posted standby wait for Journey into Imagination with Figment is 10 minutes from the 30 minutes that was posted when we went to meet Mickey. Success. All around success. Things are looking up. Okay, I just booked us that 6:55 Lightning Lane reservation for Frozen Ever After. I have no idea how that fits in with the rest of the day, but we have the reservation. We have to ride that ride, and there's a 75-minute wait right now for it. And I know that it takes less steps to get through the Lightning Lane than it does to get through the queue. It's time to head next door to the Land Pavilion, and luckily we've got a lot to do in there that's close together also, which means fewer steps. No steps. That's the goal. Taking wide steps. Doing wide steps, and look at this. I'm not ashamed to look like an eccentric person taking wide steps, walking into the Land Pavilion, because maybe that's what I am. My love for the Land Pavilion is no secret. As I mentioned in the No Phone EPCOT video, yes, it does resemble a mall in some ways. This is a food court. There's a restaurant. There are things to do here. There's nothing to buy, actually. Really a key component to malls is being able to purchase things, and you can't purchase anything here other than food and the behind the scenes tour, which is a great thing to purchase, by the way. But nonetheless, it gives that vibe, and it's so nice to be indoors, air conditioned, and to be so close together with so many attractions, 3, that we have to do, and possibly lunch. Should we have an exact replica of the lunch that we had for the EPCOT No Phone video, which was the Mediterranean sandwich that I do love so very much? Let's see how we feel after we ride Soarin' around the world. The posted wait now for standby is only 25 minutes, so it's dropped. Still very valuable for us to have this lightning lane reservation because hopefully it will involve fewer steps. I'm almost positive that it does. It's a more direct shot to the load area of the ride, and we are well within our window, our third window, the third window we've booked today. So let's scan in and go. Step check, 6,135.
Have a great stay here in EPCOT or wherever your final destination
I'm
may take
being very careful, believe me. Okay, wonderful. Soarin', I love it. Everybody's mom's favorite ride, and honestly, I know why. It gives you a beautiful feeling when you ride it. Sort of a euphoric feeling. I think that Soarin' walked so that Flight of Passage could fly. I don't know. I might have said some variation of that in a previous video. Anyway, using as few steps as possible. I'm doing wide, long steps, looking like an interesting person to come over here to Living with the Land, which has a posted wait of 10 minutes. We are getting in this line right now. I'm gonna set the timer and see how long it really is. But Living with the Land is, of course, an icon in EPCOT. It is a variation, like Journey into Imagination with Figment, of an original EPCOT ride. This one actually was opening day, and Journey into Imagination was not an opening day attraction. It opened the following year, 1983. Listen to the Land, the original version of this, opened in 1982 here in the Land Pavilion, and it was pretty similar. There was a live narrator on the boat with you. Thank you. Which there is not now, but there is narration, and this is Fry Bucket's like number one. Like, Fry Bucket loves this ride, and I let this be her favorite, even though I'm obsessed with this ride, and I have been since probably before she was born. Living with the Land. What a beautiful, relaxing ride. It's just one attitude adjustment after another. I'm so embarrassed that I got emotional and upset earlier when I accidentally wasted my steps, but you know, consider this a full reset. I feel great and ready to kick up my heels. And by kick up my heels, I mean walk with distinction, taking careful steps as to not waste any. Posted wait time on Living with the Land was 10 minutes, and we got on there in 3. So that was great, and not very many steps at all. All right, we have 2 choices: Sunshine Seasons for lunch or Awesome Planet. I think we should do Sunshine Seasons first and stop by Awesome. Actually, it doesn't matter because it exits by Sunshine Seasons. Okay, that's what we're doing. Taking the escalator up, which takes 0 steps. Wow, I wish all of Epcot was escalators and moving sidewalks. Then this would be a really easy challenge. We're gonna watch Awesome Planet, and then it exits by Sunshine Seasons, and then we're gonna come down here and eat. All right, sounds like a plan. Okay, it looks like we've got a 10-minute wait for Awesome Planet, but that's okay because we have an incredibly cooled off waiting area with what I think is some of the best air conditioning in all of Epcot. And look at these nice benches. And again, my very favorite carpet murals ever. 6,568 steps we have taken. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'll just leave it at that. Awesome Planet was awesome. A little dose of good old-fashioned Epcot edutainment. It's a cautionary tale about our planet, but one that ultimately leaves us with hope, which I love. And you know what else leaves me with hope? That Sunshine Seasons sign, because I know that the Mediterranean sandwich is not far. Yes, this is the exact sandwich that I ate in No Phone Epcot. And I like to keep it consistent at Epcot. I don't know. I really love the Mediterranean sandwich. It is on the healthy side. It comes with a plant-based pasta salad that I find to be very delicious. I love it. I love hummus. I love roasted veggies. So it's just the right kind of sandwich for me. Okay, this is your regular reminder at Sunshine Seasons. Make sure you save your receipt so that you can get a refill. Even if it's just a refill of ice water, you're still proving that you were allowed to have a cup that size. And I'm not judging you if you have a second cup of cherry Coke. I might do that. I haven't yet decided. I'll know at the end of my meal, and I will tell you so that you can hold me accountable going forward about my sugar intake versus my water intake. But right now I'm very low on water, and I have a very large cherry Coke in front of me, and that's all I've ever wanted in my life. Who knew a sandwich this simple could be so much to discover? Thank you, Mediterranean sandwich from Sunshine Seasons. You're a lifetime of wonder on this planet Earth. Or is it lifeline of wonder? Now, I could never really tell in the French-Canadian accent. Let me know in the comments. But this sandwich is really good. I love it. And now we get to go next door to the Seas with Nemo and Friends and ride the Seas with Nemo and Friends. And we are on our way inside the scariest queue in Walt Disney World. I am convinced there are jump scares around every corner, though I've yet to experience one. But I know it's only a matter of time. It's just like Halloween Horror Nights, but Finding Nemo themed. Ah! 6 minutes we boarded. Not bad at all. Posted wait was 5 minutes. Just a minute over. But how many steps? I'm scared to look, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so
I was able to book us a Lightning Lane reservation for Spaceship Earth. Not that we'll be skipping much of a wait, but I do believe it is a more direct walking path. I don't think we'll have to wind through as much of a queue. So that's the strategy right now. I'm gonna stop at that guest experience team umbrella and ask if it is possible to modify an individual Lightning Lane reservation. Ours is for later in the evening, which I made based on a plan that unraveled because I wasn't thinking about everything. Lightning Lane reservations, yes, we are able to modify those ourselves, of course. I do it all the time. Individual Lightning Lane reservations, on the other hand, are able to be modified, but you must do that with the assistance of a guest experience or guest relations cast member. And I asked if it was like a sneaky thing. I wanted to make sure we weren't doing anything that was against the rules in any way. Not that they would ever bend the rules, but they said, no, this is fine. If guests come and request to do this, we can absolutely do this for them if we have the times available. And today they did have something a little earlier. We were able to modify to 5:40, and it's not the best case scenario, but it's definitely not the worst. So now we're headed to Spaceship Earth. Okay, there is quite a queue of people accumulated outside Spaceship Earth. It appears we have made absolutely the right choice in booking a Lightning Lane reservation for it, because that's a lot of walking back and forth, wasting steps that we would have been doing, and now we're not. Suggesting in the future I won't have a head.
I do know it's going to be quite an adventure. An adventure that will take and make together.
Is that something I need to
See you in
prepare
the
for?
future.
Being the headless spaceman. Okay, we are going to exit, and we are going to head to Test Track, and we are going to get in the single rider line because we're using every trick in the book to try to shave off steps. Now that we are over here in World Discovery, you can see it's a neighborhood again of rides, so it's not a ridiculous amount of walking that has to be done from one to another. But what I will tell you is that we are going to have a wait for Guardians of the Galaxy after we ride Mission Space and after we ride Test Track. Pretty soon we're gonna have to bite the bullet and look at the step count and see what we have left and make a decision about what to do. I'm thinking my dad's boat idea might be the way to go after all, to get us to the America Gardens Theater, and then we can backtrack via China and Norway. Okay, Let's just ride Mission Space Orange for now, one thing at a time. 20,428 steps so far. Something just occurred to me riding Mission Space just now. Because I ride it so often, does that mean that I'm training to be an astronaut? Like, can I do this for real now? I've gotten really good at it. Like, it basically doesn't faze me at all. But speaking of being fazed by it, please don't go have your skillet breakfast at Whispering Canyon and then come here and get on this ride, especially if you are prone to motion sickness, but just in general. The other day I came here and someone got sick from the entrance somehow. I don't know what they were doing over there. Maybe they got sick before even riding it, just looking at it, to all the way over there by Creations. There was a cleanup going on that went for blocks. And I just thought, you know what? Mission Space Orange isn't for some people. Maybe it's not for a lot of people. And it's also not a ride that you want to get on after having a really hearty meal. So there's my word of warning for the day. I used those steps. We talked, we walked. We're here. Single rider lane appears to be open. And that's how we're gonna ride Test Track today, because we're using every trick to our advantage. Test Track. Talk about fun. It is fun. I like that ride. I wish it were still the original version, but I say that a lot about a lot of things. Like I'm a broken record. Talk about the old days. You should just call me Nostalgic Breedlove. That's a horrible name. Anyway, okay, now we're at a crossroads and I need to look at a couple of things. One of which is the time. I also think that I'm not going to look at the steps and I'm going to continue moving forward with the day. Or should I look at the steps? I don't know. 9,387 steps. That's how many we've taken already. We have a lot to cover. And we only have 9,717 steps total. So I don't really want to talk about the details of that. I'm gonna put away the health app for now and pray for a miracle. We are on the move, taking big steps, making big moves, headed to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, aka the best ride ever. This is a backtrack, and we definitely don't have any steps to spare at this point. That's an understatement. Anyway, we're headed here to ride the ride because we dreamed the dream. And the future is now. And the future is intellectual property. But it's a great ride. And we have scanned in and we are good to go. The individual Lightning Lane queue is the same that is used by those using the DAS Pass. And you can see it's a lot shorter than the queue for those who are using the virtual queue return. And I'll also remind you that when we were doing the no phone challenge, that we actually walked through that virtual queue line in something like 6 minutes because we went at the very end of the day just as EPCOT Forever was about to start, and missed EPCOT Forever. Okay, this is it. We have stepped the steps and we are walking to Mexico. We have to ride Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros. It is a ride that we rode during the No Phone EPCOT Challenge. It's one of the 20 rides we have to ride, or 20 rides and attractions we have to experience today. So, big steps. Big steps. Our only hope. I'm getting walk-on energy or closed energy from Grand Fiesta Tour. What is it going to be? What is it going to be? It's looking closed. It's looking like closed energy. All right, so Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros is indeed down right now for technical difficulties. Maintenance is in there right now trying to repair it. They don't think it should be too long, but it's not open now. All right, this is it. We're back sitting and waiting. Red alert. I just checked the My Disney Experience app. Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros is back open. Get up off the side of the fountain. Thank you. I was very enthusiastic, as you can imagine. Because we're riding Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, and also because we're getting closer to our goal of all of these rides and attractions that we conquered during No Phone EPCOT. It's now 6:38. Our Lightning Lane return is 6:55 for Frozen Ever After, so this is working out perfectly. reflections of China. That really hit the reset for me. We have something intense to do right now, but I'm not stressed about it. And I haven't even looked at the time, to be perfectly honest, so I don't know how many minutes we have. I feel American Adventure is a zero tolerance lateness experience. So I am going to hopefully catch the last presentation of American Adventure. That being said, I just checked the time and we have 5 minutes, so we better use our super stride. Oh, this is a different kind of stakes. We've got a long way to go. I have to show you that we are literally walking behind a bride and groom, and that is why there is that huge cluster of people. An amazing sight to see in Epcot, especially when you're trying to get someplace seemingly impossible in 5 minutes. This is like a physical fitness video now. I feel like I'm teaching aerobics or cardio. I need to do some cardio. Okay, there's nothing posted outside. That's not a great sign. But let's see if it's still open. Somebody just walked in. People are walking 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 in. Oh my gosh, we did it. Incredible. That show is technically, like from a technical standpoint, so incredible, and I can't believe what they achieved at the time that they opened it. It's unbelievable. I know I said that earlier, but watching it again, I'm reminded, okay, it is now 8:04. That means we're 4 minutes into I can see who they are now, the Champagne Orchestra. And we're gonna walk across here. It looks like the doors are still open. And this is the last thing we have to accomplish. And we have managed to do everything on our list. Let's not talk about steps. We're gonna have to have a moment where we look at that later. But for now, we're gonna watch the Champagne Orchestra. Who knew? That bang bang in French caught me by surprise. It was very sophisticated, and
Greetings, Epcot World Travelers.
I loved it.
In just 30 minutes, the Epcot family will proudly present
Epcot Forever. All right, it's time for the moment of truth. Before leaving the America Gardens Theater, I made sure to let the health app refresh. It had plenty of time to refresh. This is the exact accurate step count up until completing the very last attraction on our list, 12,801. That means we went over by 3,090.
I'm actually amazed that's all we went over by, especially with the mistake I made early in the day. That cost us a lot of steps, but not 3,000 steps. So this would have been really hard to do. I don't know. This is gonna take a lot of studying. I'm gonna have to really look at this. So what did we learn from this? Well, I learned that trying to walk less is really hard, or trying to walk just a tiny bit is really, really difficult. Now, obviously, this is an extreme version of a scenario that you ask us to tackle. What does it look like when you walk less in Walt Disney World? Of course, we turned it into a challenge to make it flashy and exciting, but you're going to encounter some of these experiences yourself, maybe all of them, in trying to have a more simple, linear day in the parks, because unless you are standing in line all day the way that we kind of do in the in the no phone challenges, then you're going to experience situations using Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes where you are kind of going to be forced, based on the times that are available, what you've gotten done so far, what rides have closed on you, and you have to wait for them to reopen. These are all problems that you might experience when you're here in Disney World. And our job at AllEars is to do everything for you first, so you know what to expect. Yes, this is an extreme version of something you might try, but I bet you'll run into a lot of these experiences on your own day. Try not to walk as much as we do in Walt Disney World. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe so you can know the next time we do a wild challenge like this, and watch us rack up a bunch of steps to help me out the next time I do one of these no step challenges. And now go watch me try to do this exact same challenge in Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom with no steps. I don't know.